Alright, so this is what I call the 5-minute tour, where I go through an application in about 5 minutes, see how many potential issues I can find. For this example, we're going to use 500px. I set up an account earlier. I'm going to log out real quick so we can go through the first screen that a user sees, which is the most important moment, really, I think, in the entire experience. So the first thing I'm going to say here is whatever that logo is, it's crazy. Why does it have to be so complex? It doesn't look cool enough to be so complicated. Second thing that I noticed when I was signing up was there's 3 primary value propositions that they're presenting the user. You can swipe to the left to see all 3, and here they are. First one's about sharing your best photos with the community. I understand that value. That's their primary value from what I understand from using it. Creating and curating galleries, I don't see the value in that. I would expect that automatically from any application, really, almost. Join over 6 million inspiring photographers. Now that's something worth saying. Putting it at the end doesn't really make much sense to me when you could just add it right in here, saying share your best photos with a community of over 6 million photographers or something like that. So making people scroll over, it's a waste of time, and you may lose users who just don't scroll over and delete the app. So let's connect with Facebook since I'm already on it. So this is something I really don't like. On the top it says feel the love when you first log in. I don't know what that means. And it's such front and center, like, look, like what? For our newest photo quest. What's a photo quest? I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm downloading the app because I want to look at extraordinary photos. I don't want to learn about a photo quest right off the bat. So that was not a very smart thing to do, in my opinion. I posted this photo earlier just to test it out, and as you can see, it says there's been 45 likes. But when I would go to my notifications area and click on it, there was a big discrepancy for almost the entire day, where this section would say 45 people liked it, but when I'd go to my home screen it'd say 28, and it just recently stopped doing that after several hours. Details section of my photo says that it was taken December 31st, 1969. I noticed this on a lot of photos that were obviously not taken back then. Why? Fix it. This app suggested that I use these tags you see here. So let's click on the tag sexy. There's no photos tagged with sexy. It's as if 500px doesn't allow it. So why did they suggest that I use that? Because if I click on model, you'll see a bunch of photos that people use to tag model or woman. Same thing. A bunch of photos that have been tagged woman. So why did they ask me to tag this photo as sexy if they're not going to allow people to use it? Really doesn't make sense at all. Another thing that really bothered me is this pulse. I see this number on a lot of, I think all the photos. What is a pulse? And why does it say 93.3? I have no idea what that means, and it seems to be so important to this application that they've made it the text bigger and bolder than anything else on the info screen. Yeah, that's very strange. When I click on my photo in the main feed, if I swipe up or swipe down, it does what you'd expect. The photo goes back to the feed. But if I go to my notifications and go to this same photo, if I swipe up, look what it does, or down, it slides off the right side of my screen. Feels very strange. Obviously shouldn't do that. fix it, guys. You've raised $22 million. You can fix it. Another thing that bothered me was when I clicked search. If I scroll down here to search through stuff and I want to go back to the top to do whatever, I click search again, it does nothing. I'm clicking this search icon again right now as I'm talking, it's doing nothing. If I do the same thing on the home screen, click home again, it takes me to the top of the screen, which is what I would expect. If I do it on my notification screen, click it again, it takes me to the top. It does that for everything, so why is it not doing it for search? I have no idea. I don't know why there's a big huge blue box underneath my photo that says awesome. What does that mean? You guys think I'm awesome? I don't know. When I logged into my app after a few minutes before I started this video, that awesome box was gone. So what, did they stop thinking I was awesome? I don't know. Anyway, doesn't make sense at all. So that's basically what I saw at first. There are several minor bugs that I ran into using this application. I don't want to really go through all of them right now. Some of them seem to stop, but there were a few that just were pretty obvious. That is my opinion of 500px. When somebody raises $20+ million, things should be thought through a little better, I think. Shouldn't be doing things like sliding down on a photo and having it, instead of go the direction of my finger, go off the side of the screen, along with all the other stuff I showed you guys. And one more thing, if you notice when you're scrolling through these photos, you can't really differentiate between where one section ends and one begins. It almost feels like, which part is which? Is this stuff at the top here, details, connected to this photo below, or is it connected to the photo at top? And that's because the space in between every photo and its content is a very lightish color, almost the same as the box, and the photos just, there's no really definite separation between this content. That's something they should really consider fixing. Alright guys, thanks for taking the time to listen to my analysis. Overall, they have great content on this app. I like the photos, it's cool. Just when you're dealing with millions of individuals, a lot of these things that seem minor can cost you tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of users to just not want to use it as often, or even just uninstall it. And that's something that, to spend, a couple days fixing something or thinking of something, it's definitely worth doing that instead of losing maybe 25,000 users or even 5,000 users. Just, it doesn't make sense. So good content, just needs to be thought through a little better, especially given the amount of money they have. Alright guys, keep up on my YouTube page and my Medium blog. You can find all that information in my YouTube, and it's going to be there. I'm going to be adding stuff on a daily basis. Thanks for watching.